What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I hope you like this video. This is going to be your review for the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills season 12, episode 2. This episode was a little filler. It was a little yang, but we're gonna go ahead and talk about it. So we start this episode off with Dorit and PK talking about the robbery. I can't. I won't. Glad y'all got past it. Then we have Renna having lunch with Kyle and Child. We talk about the fact that Kyle's got the #1 movie in America, Halloween. You know, Halloween movie. She did that, and she's congratulations, yada yada yada. They're talking about Harry's birthday, and she's just talking about, oh my gosh, I just can't believe, I love Harry so much, and I married him when we got together when he was 42, and he's 70, and look at him now, and yeah, I'm so happy for you. That's great. Now while this is going on, we have Sutton and Crystal, who have seemed like they've become really good friends. They meeting down to the pancake cake lady, which Sutton brought the cake down to Palm Springs last year, or wherever they were last year, and it kind of became like a little sensation or whatever. So now she done named the cake the pancake cake after what Sutton called it, because so many people, she done bought her so much daggone business. So basically, the two of them are talking about this whole situation on Watch What Happens Live, where Sutton said that she had the table at the Elton John event and Lisa was there and she never got a thank you, and Lisa is talking to Kyle, telling Kyle, girl, that's a lie, and I can't believe, first of all, I can't believe Sutton would say something like that and put that business out there like that, but girl, it's a lie. That's not what happened. That is not how that whole thing went down, and I don't really appreciate Sutton putting my business out there like that. So then we have to talk about how Erica is upset with Sutton. I didn't realize that Sutton, Crystal, and Garcelle had done an interview in the Post, the LA Times, wherever, basically talking about Erica's situation and how they felt, how it affected them, and all of that. I didn't realize they had done that, but Erica feels some kind of way about it, which I'm kind of with Erica on that one. Like, I feel like, listen, we did it. We hammered it. Last season, we hammered it to death. Everybody knows how you felt. I'm kind of feeling like you didn't necessarily have to do a whole article about it, but it is what it is, child. It is what it is. So then Lisa is letting Kyle know that Harry is upset about what Sutton said. She, Harry, they have the proof that they didn't go down like that, and she don't understand why Harry would say that. I mean, Harry doesn't understand why Sutton would say that, and Harry gonna have some words for Sutton. Child, Harry ain't got no words for nobody. I don't even think Harry said 2 words for Sutton. So anyway, we get to the birthday party, and Lisa is rearranging the arrangements because now she's gonna put Sutton at the end of the table because she mad at her. And even Harry was like, well, why you gonna put her down there like that? So that let me know right there, Harry was not that concerned. It was not that deep for her. So slowly but surely, everybody is showing up. Now we are introduced to our new housewife, Diana. I wrote her name down, child. Let me go on and get it. Diana Jenkins. I knew it was like a plain last name. Diana Jenkins. Diana Jenkins she came to the dinner. She's a friend of Kyle's, but it seems like everybody knows her. Crystal knows her, Kyle knows her, Dorit knows her because she's a friend of PK's. She is international. We'll get back to her, but baby, she is a international traveler. She's all over the place. She hangs with the rich and famous, hangs out in Hollywood and all that good stuff. But we're gonna get back to Miss Diana. So on the way to dinner, we have Kyle and Dorita riding together with PK and Mauricio. And so, of course, Kyle has to reiterate, well, when I talked to Sutton, she didn't think like it was a big deal. And I just have a problem with the way Sutton is handling this. I mean, she's posting while we're going through this and you're dealing with this, Dorit. She's posting Thirsty Thursdays and I talked to her and she was more worried about her designer being able to get here in the United States and get through customs than she was about you. And PK was like, well, did she come to the house? And they were like, no, she didn't come to the house. Listen, now while this is going on, Crystal and Sutton, they rode together to the party, And Sutton is saying, listen, I'm an empath, okay? And I gave the best I could. I don't know what they wanted from me, but I did what I could do in that moment. Listen, let me just go ahead and break down what's going on here for the people in the back that don't know. First of all, Sutton don't like Dorit. That's number one. Now, people can say Sutton is a lot of things, but one thing we can't say that Sutton is not fake. We may think that Sutton is a little whoop whoop. We may think that she's a little quirky. But if Sutton don't have she don't have a gatekeeper. People used to say that about me. Whatever comes in my head, it just comes out my mouth. But ain't a whole lot of gatekeeper there. Sutton doesn't have a gatekeeper. So number one, Sutton wasn't going to do the fake, oh my gosh, Dorit, are you okay? Oh my goodness, Dorit, oh my gosh, Dorit. She don't have that in her. She ain't made like that. She ain't built like that. She ain't got it she don't have it to give. That is not what Dorit is going to give. Sutton is going to give you. Number two, now I'm going to just go ahead and say this for Sutton. Now, Sutton ain't said it yet. I feel like before the season is over, she might say it, but she ain't said it yet. Listen. Let me tell y'all why Sutton ain't giving y'all nothing with this whole robbery. Because she don't believe it. She don't believe it. My glass is so crooked. Sutton ain't buying what you selling, Dorit. And that's why she can't give you the fake, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. That's just my opinion. Now, I don't know that to be certain because I don't know something like that. But that is my opinion. That's just how I feel about it. Now, anyway, everybody is showing up to the party feeling how they feeling. They done got their little tea. They done carried their little bones. And now it's the time for it to be the showdown. Now, Sutton shows up and she walks up and she gives Harry a hug. And she said, listen, I don't know how Harry feels. And I don't know if Harry got something else to say to me. But right now, I'm going to follow his lead. If he act like everything is cool, then I'm act like everything is cool. If he want to come at me or something, I got something in my purse for him. And we ain't talking about that. We talking about her receipts. We'll get to them receipts in a second. So, everybody's standing around talking. They mixing and mingling. The cocktail hour before you sit down and you have dinner. And Garcelle and Sutton. Now, Garcelle look good. Let me tell you something. Garcelle, baby, you look good, okay? Whoever did your makeup that day and did your hair that day, baby, you was on point. Because sometimes, Garcelle, listen, Garcelle be hit or miss. Because sometimes Garcelle be on it. And then sometimes I be like, But you was on it that night. You was on it the night of the party. And so Sutton doesn't know whether to go left or go right. Because if she go left, that's Erica. She don't want that barracuda. If she go right, it's Lisa. And she's running scared from Lisa and Harry right now. So she's just sort of kind of in the middle and don't really know which direction to go. But eventually, she doesn't really have to make a big decision, a major decision, because Lisa says it's time for us to sit down and have dinner. So we're having dinner, and everybody, it seems to be going, well. The courses are coming through. Come to find out, they done got the bolognese spaghetti with the bolognese sauce, and Garcelle was like, I'm a little traumatized with bolognese sauce, but Harry makes a joke about it. He tells Garcelle, well, I know you're going to make sure you let us know if you like it or not. See, that's why we like Harry, and we be side-eyeing you, Lisa. Because you make everything an issue, and Harry, it just roll off his back. Harry turned the whole damn thing into a joke, okay? So, then we're sitting there, and Erica wants an introduction to Diana. Baby, Erica wants an introduction to Diana because Diana got stupid money, crazy money, and she spending stupid money. And Erica looking for a new friend that got access, okay? Call it what you want. It is what it is. And so everybody's at the table. They're having their small talk. They're mixing and mingling. Everything seems cool, right? Now, PK is over here talking about how they didn't take that much and all they got were purses and got his watches. But his most expensive watch was $60,000. Lisa talking about oh, that's not a big deal. Now, I ain't want to be nitpicky, but I remember reading that they got some jewelry. PK was like, they didn't get that much. They just got some purses. They got my watches. Didn't y'all read that they got some jewelry? Lil Baby. Shout out to Lil Baby. I know Lil Baby caught it. Lil Baby, one of my faithful subscribers. And I know you're going to put a comment in here. I know you caught what I'm putting down. I know you did. Then uh Renna not Renna, Kyle is talking to Diana about her jewelry because Diana got a Cartier watch on every damn finger, child. And y'all know how Kyle feel about that watch. She gonna have a Cartier watch in the next episode because you know how Kyle do. Um, and she said, yeah, she said, karma is just what it is. She said, baby, I went through that. I was with Kim when she got robbed in Paris, and I told her I don't feel safe. I got out of there because I told her I didn't feel safe. She said she was sleeping with the door under her with the chair under her door, honey. I said, well, you must be an empath if you felt that coming. Anyway, so Lisa gives a nice little toast to Harry about being her husband and how she would choose him again. Yes, yes, yes. Cute, cute, cute. Moving on. So now it's sort of like the after dinner hour. The guys kind of go off to the side to do their thing, and the ladies kind of go off to the side to do their thing. So you know what happens, right? We have to have the conversation about what she said on Watch What Happens Live. Now, Garcelle apologized. She apologized for what she said. Now, she said she apologized for the fact that she shouldn't have said it and it was out of turn and she shouldn't have put it out there. She ain't say she was wrong. She ain't say that it didn't happen. So Lisa was like, well, I appreciate your apology, but you lied and I don't appreciate you lying. And Sutton was like, I did what? I didn't lie. She was like, you did lie because you said that they didn't that we didn't have a table and y'all had to give that. Okay, for those who don't know, well, they showed it last week, y'all know what it is. And Sutton was like, but Lisa, girl, come on. So now it's about showing receipts. Now Diana says, listen, that's tacky. I think that's disrespectful to the charity. Let's not do this. This isn't the time or the place. Let's move on. Now we find out that the reason why Diana is a little vested in this whole situation is because she underwrites this charity. It's Elton John's AIDS charity that he does every year. He's been doing it for years. And she's one of the major sponsors. So this kind of does affect her in the sense of this is her charity that they're talking about. So here's what happened. Sutton said that Lisa and Harry didn't have a table, and so she bought them. Sutton had a table, and so she bought them seats at her table for them to sit with her. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Last week, when Up and Adam, shout out to Up and Adam YouTuber, I watched his video last week. Lisa Rinna's explanation last week was they had their own table. They get a table every year. But they gave up their table because Sutton said she wanted them to sit with her because at the time she was trying to get on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, and so she wanted to kind of try to rub elbows with Lisa Rinna. Now that's what Lisa Rinna's story was last week. Now this week she said that Sutton did invite her to sit with them, but she never sat at the table with Sutton because Harry's publicist reached out to them and said Sutton canceled her table at the last minute. Y'all don't have any seats. But if you do an interview with IMDb, whatever, then you can sit at their table. Sutton was like, girl, that is not what happened. So Sutton wasn't going to pull out her receipts after, Diana was like, this is tacky, don't do it. But baby, Sutton ended up pulling out them receipts. And she had the email chain that showed that not only did she get the table, but she did pay for their seats, her American Express card information, and the confirmation that the charge went through and that she had the tickets. Now, they were like, well, she still could have, pulled out at the last minute. And they were like, no, she went to the event. So Diana was like, oh, well, if she went to the event, then I don't know. So Lisa was like, well, and Lisa had her own receipts, but after Diana said this was tacky, then I feel like Lisa didn't pull her receipts out. But at the end of the day, okay, you might have a receipt that the publicist emailed you and told you that you didn't have no tickets. But let's just put this out here. First of all, I believe Sutton in this instance. Second of all, because let me say this. I'm always leery when people's defense is, oh, they're jealous of me or they were trying to use me. I'm always leery about that defense. So basically, your defense was she wanted us to sit at, we had our own tickets, but she wanted us to sit at her table because she wanted to use me to try to get on the show. But in the scenario that you gave, Lisa, who had more to gain in that scenario? Your publicist said, the only way you can get into this event is by doing an interview. sounds like the publicist was doing their job and trying to get you to do some media and do some press. That's what it sounds like to me. Now, I don't know your publicist, and I ain't calling your publicist a liar. But clearly, Sutton had the table and had the seats that she paid for. If you had your own table and you had your own seats, and she said, well, we gave up our table and we gave up our seats based on Sutton saying that we could sit at her table. That we could sit at her table, or that she insisted that we sit at her table. Because, see, that was your original story. Neither here nor there. It got real catty, and then Erica's gonna ask Sutton, well, are you gonna apologize to me? Sutton was like, no. She was like, why not? She said, because I don't like you. That's what I mean by Sutton don't have no gatekeeper. Like, so Erica was like, oh, cool, that's mutual, so that's fine. You don't like me, I don't like you. It's mutual. So then the two of them get to going back and forth, and Garcelle is checking Sutton, which I could appreciate, because that's what a friend does. A friend lets you know when you being petty. Now, she had Sutton's back with the whole runner thing. She was like, girl, if you got your receipts, pull them out. Don't you have your receipts, Sutton? If you have your receipts, girl, pull them out. So you had her back, and I appreciate that. But when she was being childish and going back and forth with Erica, I mean, they literally were like, you shut up. No, you shut up. Like, are you 5? Garcelle was like, child, I'm gone. I ain't come here for that. Like, we grown. And Kyle was like, me too. That's petty. Me too. That's petty. But they eventually got them to stop yapping at each other and to sit down and, talk. Now, again, Sutton and Erica ain't gonna be friends. So when I say talk, I don't mean they made up. But Lisa and Sutton made up. But everybody at the table agrees that was the fakest hug, the fakest, apology in the world. So next we have Kyle meeting up with Sutton, because she was like, listen, I felt some kind of way about Sutton's response to the news about Dorit. Now, I already told y'all why her response was what it was. Sutton is more concerned about everything else except for Dorit and the robbery. And she tries to come up with some excuses. Well, I have a little bit of PTSD. I was robbed. My father, he, unalived himself with a gun. And so I have a little trauma. So excuse me if I wasn't jumping and running. No, you wasn't jumping and running because you don't believe that girl's story. That's just it. That's all. I'm sorry. You don't have no empathy for her because you don't believe her. And you don't really like her. Let's just call a spade a spade. Anyway, Kyle is disgusted and irritated the fact that Sutton don't care. And again, the other thing too is they just may not be as close. I don't know, child. Anyway, that's what it is. So then we get to know a little bit more about Miss Diana. Diana was she's a refugee from Sarajevo. She said when war broke out, her father got her out of the country, but she was in London without a dime to her name. She said she scrubbed toilets. She did everything she had to do. She lived in extreme poverty for about 10 years until she met her ex-husband, who was one of the biggest investment bankers in London, I guess. And they were together. They had 2 children. And then they got divorced. And in the divorce settlement, it looks like she got $250 million in the divorce settlement. And so she said, listen, I'm nouveau riche, and so I'm going to spend, and live my life. She said she got about 3 houses she juggles between. She travels a lot. Now, she's got a newborn. She just had a baby. I think they said the baby's 18 months, something like that. The baby just started walking, so whatever. And she got a fiance that's 15 years younger than her. Listen, she said it started off as just us having fun and enjoying each other's company, if you know what I'm saying. Read between the lines. She said, well, we just kept spending time together and we kept getting to know each other, and, well, here we are. Listen, I don't know what happens with Diana for the rest of the season, but I could definitely see that she is a pistol. She reminds me of, from Bling Empire, she reminds me of, is it Annie? From Bling Empire. Y'all know who I'm talking about, the one from Russia that don't give a damn. That's what she really reminds me of, because she seemed like she just don't have no cut cards. And that she just doesn't hold her tongue. I mean, it is what it is. And she got enough money that she don't have to. Like, I feel like that's her attitude. Like, I got enough money that I don't have to listen to you. I don't have to watch what I say. I don't have to, curb my language, because what you gonna do about it? Anyway, that's what it was. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Talk to y'all later. Peace.